check 1, 2, hey, hey, hey.
Well, the name of the new record is actually self-titled. I'm just calling it David Cook. And, you know, I kind of toyed around with the name of the record. What really kind of stuck out to me about self-titling it was just, I went into the writing process with the intention of trying to define myself. And in doing so, we came out with this really eclectic rock record that I think kind of encompasses a lot of different sides of me as a writer and as a musician. And I think to that end, it just seemed appropriate to just kind of define the record as me. So I think we accomplished that just by calling it David Cook.
Not gonna come down off of these clouds. All these zeros come and go. You teach me to rise up, to open my eyes up. All these zeros come and go.
I was lucky enough to have a gentleman of Rob Cavallo's caliber, you know, producing this record, and Rob made it a lot of fun. You know, it was really hectic. You know, I was on the tour and writing and going in to track stuff out when I had a day off, and Rob made it enjoyable. And you know, I had a chance to finally kind of sit down and work with him on a day-to-day basis once the tour ended, and it was one of the coolest experiences. I think Rob is a great musical mind, and I think that kind of shines on this record. Rob did an amazing job. You know, Light On was one of the first songs that we were real gung-ho about for this record, and you know, it was written by Chris Cornell and Brian House, and I remember hearing the song for the first time and immediately just becoming encompassed with just the energy of the song. You know, the message behind it is very universal. You know, everybody's dealt with that situation where you love somebody, but there's this distance there, and you know, kind of a love conquers all undertone. But musically, it was more. What really grabbed me was the musicality of the song. It has this kind of 70s and 80s rock swagger to it, but it's also, you know, I use the idea of Led Zeppelin meets Stone Temple Pilots meets you know, Creedence. It has all these kind of interspersed ideas that flow together. And that's what I love more than anything about that song. So to make it the single was a pretty easy choice, I think. It's a nice median value for this record, and it's one of the harder songs to sing, but I love the challenge in it. You know, we get to do it live, and you know, you never really know if it's gonna fall apart. So.
I'm playing bass, and then we have Andy Skibb. We'll be playing keyboards and guitar and singing backup.
I mean, we've only been together for a couple weeks, and it all just kind of fell into place. It felt really, really good.
I'm lucky in that I get to play on stage now with 4 guys that are just good guys, you know, and it makes it really easy to gel as a group. You know, I feel like the performances, you know, we're a new band, you know, for sure. It's just fun to kind of find the pocket with each other, and I think that's what the live stuff is for us. You know, we're all just having fun and you know, trying to play rock star for a little bit at a time.
It's my declaration to anyone who's listening. You're my inspiration, 'cause I'd stand alone against the world that you love.
Declaration was an interesting song for this record. It took on a lot of different lights. It started as kind of a halftime, you know, epic U2-esque rocker song, and there was something missing from it, you know, and so we weren't sure what to do with it. And then Rob actually suggested that we go just full on the floor, you know, for the chorus, and so we tried it, and it just gave the song such a new energy, and it just seemed like the perfect song to open this record with. You know, I felt like this record was a declarative statement. So what better way to say it's a declarative statement than to use the word declaration? Barbasol was, I'm a huge fan of this band called Injected from Atlanta, and they had put out a record on Island a few years back, and I loved it. And then they were working on a second record, and then something happened and it never got released. So they had this song on there called Barbasol. And we were working on the record, and we got in touch with Danny, the singer, and I was like, can we see if we can do anything with that song? And Danny was gracious enough to let us use it. And so we tweaked some things around with it, and added some guitar parts and switched some stuff up. And it just, I love playing that song live, I think, more than any other. There's an energy and a swagger to that song that, to me, it's heavy, but it's also melodic, and that's what I think, you know, that, and then I get to solo a little bit, which is nice. But that's probably the most fun to play live.
Oh, where I've been so it's fun again. All before me like a dream, falling in between. I feel sick, I feel nervous. I know just what I did to deserve it.
You know, I'm not sure if it's by premeditated actions or just dumb luck, but I feel like I managed to represent myself accurately on the show. And so I don't really feel any pressure to change it up or adhere to anything. I think I set the table for myself to be you know, an artist who gets to do what I want to do. And so I think that was the vibe going into this record. I felt like I had carte blanche to really stretch my boundaries as a musician and make a rock record that you know, hopefully does appeal to a really wide base. What fans can expect on tour is to be, I think, just kind of knocked to the ground. I feel like we're a great rock band, and that's scary to think about considering, you know, as the five of us, we've only played together for about, you know, a month now. This is one of our first live gigs, so I think in that context, we've got a pretty high ceiling to work with, and you put us on a big stage, I imagine we're going to use every inch of it.